We're going back to the concerns with IUL. One of the concerns is on the income, Rod.
Okay.
There's an assumption on illustrations, one, that we're going to get the same return every year. Now, this is an assumption regardless of what life insurance, but I'm specifically talking about IULs, because IULs is where we typically hear about the LIRP conversation, the life insurance retirement plan conversation. And what I mean is that we're going to take tax-free income from the policy that we've put a bunch of cash in.
Yeah.
The concern would be that, one, life doesn't exist on paper. And so that rate of return that I'm seeing, I don't know if I can rely on that. And then number two, they're acting as if I can just be able to take some whatever specified income for the rest of my life. And again, agents are terrible. They never tell the truth. Therefore, people seeing this don't know any of the variables that exist within it.
Yeah.
How would you respond to that?
Yeah. So I would say the biggest thing has to do with expectations, because if you're looking at an IUL illustration and your expectation is this is what's going to happen next year and the following year and every year for the next 40 years, then you're mistaken. Okay. So, and it goes back to what you said. The illustration is based off of an average growth rate. How we come up with the average growth rate could be another conversation. In summary, basically what's happened is the industry kind of self-regulating entity worked with the companies to come up with what they all agreed on is a reasonable way to show illustrations. And basically, so when they say, well, I'm using the S&P 500 and this is my cap and whatever, then there's a specific formula they plug into that says, well, if that's the case, then plug it in the formula. Therefore, you know what you should be showing as the average return each year. And so that's what you see. But
and so Rod, I have to cut you off here. Then they're all showing 12%, right? They're all showing ridiculous numbers that are just like pie in the sky numbers. And so it's really just a battle of whole life showing 5 or 6%, but IUL's over there showing 12. So it's easy peasy, right? Is that what's happening?
There was a point in time where that was the case, where the illustration, again, each company was deciding how they were going to do that. That has evolved, and now we're at a place where all the companies are using the same formula to translate between the index they're using, which again is going to be loosely based on historicals, and what their current cap is, therefore what they're showing in the illustration, and they cannot show any more than that. They can show less if they want, but they can't show any more than that.
And can I also just say that the numbers that I'm seeing today don't look like the videos suggest. They look like the IUL numbers are showing something very comparable to what whole life is showing.
Yeah.
Maybe a 0.5% higher, something like that.
Yep.
But it's a pretty realistic view, I think, of what's happening. So to go out there and say, okay, because I love whole life insurance, suddenly it's impossible for this IUL to, based on the way that it's built, to get 0.5% more. And then I guess the other question is, well, what if it gets 0.5% less?
Yeah.
Does that mean that it's evil, bad, that it's been of no value? Again,
it goes back to structure, right? We talked earlier about, as the agent,
structure and expectations.
I get to decide how I'm going to structure it. And we put it out there. We max overfund these policies for many reasons, just building them within the strategies that we're using. We want more cash value in there. Therefore, we're doing it for that reason. And then, like I said earlier, there are other reasons to do that, to just kind of create this enormous growth inside of it to offset any of those future costs.